Okay, Siman Reish Zayin. Din Bracha Achrein Ala Peres. A short Siman, one Sif. What is the after Bracha of fruit? Now, if I ask you this question, sometimes the people get confused with this. The general rule is this. If it's a Shivas Haminim, you make Al HaPeres. So, for example, you have grapes, or you have dates, you have the shear of them. If you make a Borei Pro on that, and then you make Al Ha'etz, right? In like an Al Michi, on Al Gefen, you make an Al Ha'etz. If, however, you have other fruit, you make a Borei Nefoshos. Now, what we're going to come to, not today, is what if you have a combination? What if you have grapes and you have an apple? So there, we'll come to these halachas. From memory, the halacha is like this: you make an Al Ha'etz, and that Al Ha'etz covers the Borei Pro Eitz fruit as well. Masha Enkein, if you were to have grapes and melon. Now, melon is a Borei Pro Adama. It's not considered Borei Pro Eitz, or a banana, or strawberries, or something like that, and you have a share of both, then you have to make an Al Ha'etz and a Borei Nefoshos, because it's a different bracha. Okay, now that will emerge a little bit in the detail of this sif. So says the Machab in Reish Zayin, Peiros ha'ilon hu me'achameshes minin, fruit from the tree which is of the 5 minim. Now, why does it say 5? We know there are shivas minim because the first 2 are chita v'so'ira, which are mezonos, right? So there are only 5. V'chol peiros adama v'yirakos, and any vegetables. V'chol davar she'en gidulim min haaretz, and anything which is not. Sorry, I read the first line wrong. Peiros ha'ilon chutz me'chamesh minim, fruit which is not of the 5 fruits of the shivas minim. V'chol peiros adama, and any fruit of the ground, of yirakos and vegetable. V'chol davar she'en gidulim min haaretz, which is not grown from the ground. For example, meats and fish and things and eggs. Bracha achrein shelahem Borei Nefoshos Rabbos. The after bracha for all these things is Borei Nefoshos. V'imacham mikol minim elu. And if you eat of lots of things, you have some fish and you have some vegetables and you have some fruit which are not the shivas haminim, then mevarich la'acha kulam bracha achas. One Borei Nefoshos will cover all of them. Or bracha zu chaysim ba below shame. You just finished. We'll see in the lashon of the Mishnah Berurah, there's no shame Hashem in the end of the bracha. Sheyachtem bach baruch chei ha'ilamim. You don't say Baruch Ato Hashem, you say Baruch Chei Ha'olamim. Okay, says the Mishnah Berurah, Ubedi'eved in Beira, Sivkot Na'alev, Ubedi'eved in Beirach Aleim Al Ha'etz V'al Pro Eitz Yotza. So say, for example, you have an apple, and for some reason, you suddenly just do an Al Ha'etz. You got confused. But Di'eved Yo Yetza. Now, why is that? So if you look at note number 1, it's for the reason we just said. V'lomad Zois Hashari Tshuva Midivrei HaShulchan Aruch Lekamon. You have grapes or dates or something from the Shivas Haminim. And as in addition, you also have some apples which are not. This is what I just said. Really, the reason why Chazal will not kaveh an Al Ha'etz on an apple because they're not as choshev of the Shivas Haminim. However, if you're saying it anyway because you had grapes or you said it by mistake, bracha zu pateres gam esom. Right? So that's the svara, that's the logic of it. Okay. Yeah? Sifkot and base. V'chol dova v'klal zeh afilu mayim. So any other thing, even water, you make a Borei Nefoshos on. Borei Nefoshos Rabbos, nusach ha-bracha. The nusach of the bracha is Baruch Ato Hashem Elokeinu melech ha'olam, Borei Nefoshos Rabbos v'chesroinom, al kol ma shebara lahachayis b'hem nefesh kol chai, Baruch Chei ha'olamim. V'haches noked b'tzeirei. In other words, it's Baruch Chei ha'olamim, not Baruch Chai ha'olamim. Show dovak, because it's what's the thing in the biblical Hebrew word? It's a conjunctive, I think. Construct. The construct. Yeah, the construct is chei ha'olamim. It's connected to the next word. V'yesh omrim sheborasa. Some say not shebora but sheborasa. V'nara nara pashta. Each minhag, everyone should go according to their own minhag. L'achar kulam rotzalema de'im tzarich levarich Borei Nefoshos al kol echad ve'echad. In other words, you have fish and you have vegetables and you have fruit. Melon or apples or whatever, you don't need to make a Borei Nefoshos on each one. It's one on everything. The Hishaych al Kulam, because it goes on all of these things. And even if you ate and drank, one Borei Nefoshos will cover all of it. And if all of them, let's say you have a bit of fruit and a bit of fish or something, a bit of meat, a bit of egg, and together it goes to a share, okay. If you're not sure if you had it in the requisite time, then Sofik Brachas Lahakal, and you don't need to say it. And you finish off Baruch Chei Ha'ilamim, not Baruch Ato Hashem. Sheyesh Eimrim, it's like a long single bracha. The Yesh Eimrim Shetignu B'Matbea Kotzar below Chasim. And others say no, they fixed a nusach, a short nusach without a chasima. L'kach Tov Sheyachtim Avol below Shem. That's why you finish it off Baruch Chei Ha'ilamim, but without a shame. V'das Hagra Lachtoim Ba B'Shem. The Gon would actually say the Shem Hashem in Borei Nefoshos. Kamosha Muskul Yerushalmi, like the Yerushalmi records the nusach of the bracha. When we call Makam Ha'ilim Nagu No Nagu Again, our nusach is not to say that. That's the Magen Geberim. The Pirish Borei Nefoshos Rabbis, what's Pshat? The Pirish of it is Mavur Batur. The Noisin Yisbarach Shevach, we give praise to HaKadosh Baruch Hu, al Shebar Dvarim HaChrechim Kagoin Lechem. He created not only essential food for a human being, such as bread, but he also created luxuries. What are luxuries? Paris, fruit. And on the essentials we say v'chesroinom, because without them we would be deficient. We need them. On everything else as well. That's really a nusach in Taisus. There's a famous Taisus, but that's the nusach of the bracha. So we make reference to two types of food: al chesroinom, the things that are the essential foods, bread, which we need to live, and also the things which are over and above. And we say to HaKadosh Baruch Hu, thank you, al kol ma shebar l'hachiyos, and everything that we can eat. Okay, Beseda. There's just very quickly, very interesting. There's a bit of a discussion whether you say Amen to Borei Nefoshos. L'maisa we do, but not. It's just to know this. That not everyone is not so clear cut. If you look at footnote number 10, in the second paragraph of Inyan Anias Amen Acha Birchas Borei Nefoshos, Das Hagan Moshe Feinstein. Shekiven Shemi'ikad Din Siyam Brachu Kaidim Lamilim Baruch Elam. And the real end of the bracha is Baruch Hashem Borei Nefoshos Al Kamash Rosach Nefesh Chai, finished. And since that's the real end of the bracha, and Baruch Chei Ha'ilamim was sort of an added chasima, but it's not really part of it. Acha Milim Nefesh Kol Chai, Sheyesh Lem Ken Lechat Chila, etc. Because to be the das of the Yerushalmi, Shasim Baruch Ato Hashem Chei Ha'ilamim, because according to the Yerushalmi it's a proper chasima. Lochein Nochalem Baruch Chei Ha'ilamim b'Mehiras. The thing is to say, he says, Rabbi says, say the last three words Baruch Chei Ha'ilamim quickly. That's what he says. Now, I don't see people doing this, but that's what Ramesha writes. He would say the Amen, and Lamaisa we will do it. We say Amen after that bracha. If a person is knowing like the Gan to use the Losh of the Yerushalmi to say Baruch Ato Hashem Chei Ha'ilamim, then Kosav Be'alocha Lekamon She'af Shemin Adin Eina Mechayev La'anos, even though you're not mechayev to answer that, She'sofik Amen Lekula, amazing, Sofik Amen Lekula, great expression. Mikol Mokum Ein B'zeh Issa Shanias Amen, etc., etc. Okay, so the Maisa we say Amen after Borei Nefoshos, and Ramosha, however, does say those last three words to do it quickly. Okay, Beseda.